Hey guys, welcome to Podiatry Practice Mastery. Don here. I'm going to do this little episode on what's been working, what hasn't been working, and a kind of a deep dive into my version 1 of using a scribe in my office. So a couple things I'm going to go over. This was a great ask. I'm really impressed with people that are good at asking for what they want. I think that's good. And so if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe. That's what I want you to do. Subscribe on iTunes. Put a comment there, let me know what you think, and refer all your friends. That's what I want. This was a great ask I got after going to a Shockwave course. I'm going to share my #1 Shockwave tip with you. I'm going to go over something I'm excited about. It's a biopsy workshop that I'm going to do, and kind of as an idea of repurposing content. And then my scribe training, and what I need to improve on is more patience with my scribe training. So let's get into this. This was an email I got, and it's a good email. I like it, and this is the reason. Can I ask for 2 favors? And I think when we are asked for favors, we feel okay with that. So if you find an email coming to you soon that asking you for a favor, this is where I got it from. So you should have got an email after the conference. Can I ask you 2 favors? I'd love it if you could provide me with a 1 to 2 sentence quote or testimonial regarding the Boston Institute conference. It could include what you enjoyed and giving other ideas. So I like this as well for Podiatry Practice Mastery. Could you give me a quote or testimony? I like this. So you might see this in an email soon. Okay. Veronica, please put that in the next email. Okay. That's my virtual assistant. So she's going to do that for me. My second ask is, it would be very good if you tee up with 2 other referrals. So I thought that was neat. I thought that was a neat idea that they asked for that to get more referrals. And I think it is worth it. And that's why I do talk about it here. So I went to the Secure Medics Shockwave course. So I'm going to if you guys have any questions, email me, don@podiatrypracticemastery.com. If you don't use Shockwave currently, kind of let me know why besides the price. Okay. Because you can pay the thing off pretty quick. And I can help you. I have some tips on how you can do that. If you are not a member of the Practice Mastery Academy, or if you have the 30-day blueprint and you're not looking at it, there are a lot of resources and there are a lot of videos about Shockwave and interviews about Shockwave. Once again, I'm not paid. I would love to be paid, but I'm not paid by Shockwave to do this. Okay. Second thing, I was asked recently from the residents to do a biopsy, like kind of a course for them. And so I'm going to turn that in. So this is the whole idea of reutilizing content that I've talked to you guys about in the past. So I'm going to create this into a master class. So it's going to be a master class that's going to, you can register for. I'm going to put a link both in this email and underneath this video for that master class. And you can watch it. It's going to be in January, and you can sign up for it. And then when it goes live, I will send you the link and you can participate. If you have any questions, one of the emails will ask, hey, can you address this about biopsies, questions you have about biopsies? If you don't do biopsies, you should be. And this is kind of a general overview. It's going to be at a resident level, maybe a little bit higher. It's going to give you as well, though, all of my templates, like all my consents, all my wording for my medical record, my macros, billing codes, everything else like that. So if you're not doing it, it'll have everything you need. Please sign up for the biopsy masterclass. Okay. And just so you know, thank you, Veronica, for doing this beautiful biopsy kind of slide. It's so nice to have someone to help. Okay. Next here, week number 1.5 about using a scribe. So let's go into this. I'm going to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So this is what I use. Right here, this is a phone. This is an extra phone. I don't use my own phone. And I turn this on. You can either do it via Microsoft Teams, or within Teams invite, you just click the link and it turns on the phone. So my phone has unlimited voice calls. This is an extra phone that, like, for our like a Verizon here at the office, they just gave us another phone. So it's a phone. It has limited data, but it has unlimited phone calls. So it's a phone call number I can call in, and I just put it in my pocket. So I basically put it right in my pocket right here. And Chandru is listening all the time to me. Okay. You guys like this stuff. So when I go to the bathroom, I have to make sure I mute it. Otherwise he hears way too much. Okay. So you have to, that's what I do for my phone. Then I also have Microsoft Teams. So basically he sends me a link within Athena text. And that link I click in my treatment room, and it pops up Teams, and I share my screen. I do it right via the window option. You don't have to download Teams in each one of your treatment rooms. Just do it via the Google Chrome option. And I pause everything. and I show him as I'm training him right now, it won't be this way forever, but I'm showing him my medical record as I'm doing it. So I'm showing him, walking him through it, talking through it, and I have to get verbal permission from all my staff. I'm not my staff, all my patients, and there's no problem. And so it's kind of awkward a little bit, because if you're talking about their kids and other types of things, you're chit-chatting, he gets to listen to everything that I'm doing as well. Okay, week number 1, a little bit about him. He is in India. He is he's a pharmacist by training. He has a master's, and I guess it's better off for him to do scribing for us in the United States than it is for him to be there. The benefits to me is it's a fixed hourly rate, and I don't have to pay any the other stuff like health insurance and everything else like that. So if you want to know who I use, you can email me, Don at podiatrypracticemastery.com. I am just starting this once again, week 1.5. I'm going to tell you all the bad things now. Okay, let's go. My first scribed patient was on day 3. Day 3 ended up being a Friday. It's my block day where I do all my nail care. So this was the first patient that was done. It was a routine, and it was scribed by my scribe. I was so happy, kind of a highlight, could breathe deep. But then, like, today was a Tuesday, it just all went downhill. So I was 10 patients at the end of the day late for doing my notes, and we had to do them all together. So it took a little time. So what are some of my struggles, good, bad, and ugly? He couldn't see my schedule. He couldn't see my schedule. So here's my schedule, but usually on the side, he could see the schedule of the encounters, but he wasn't able to do that. Not sure why, but this was his scribe. Like, I'm looking at his screen and he couldn't see my patients. So that was kind of a challenge. It was another challenge as well for prepping. My staff preps all the patients, and then he tried to prep them, but he does not talking to them. So it's hard for him to prep them. So he can partially prep, but not fully prep. But it's good for him to prep. It's like a tongue twister. It's good for him to prep because he gets to see what's going on. Next here were the rooms connected. So this is what it looks like, where I have my room. So this is me with my phone. This is room 5, room 2, room 3, room 1, and room 4. So each room I'm logged in and I can share the screen. This is my scribe. And so as I share the screen, he can see whatever screen I'm showing. And this, I believe, is someone that's helping, that maybe kind of training the scribe. That's what I'm guessing, because they get training. So day 3, when I was looking at his screen, it was very slow. I don't know if the internet was slow. I don't know if my Athena is slow, and you can't be slow, right? So I'm always going. And I was looking at his screen and it's really slow. So he figured out a workaround on day 3. He opened up multiple tabs. So he opened up multiple tabs for multiple patients, was able to work on multiple things without having to wait for it to load. That was a good idea. So I was kudos to Chan, who did that, opening up multiple notes simultaneously. I don't typically do that because I get confused. Now, one of the challenges I found today is that if he was working on a note and I was working on the note at the same time, it has a conflict, right? Because it can have 2 notes. And so I have to choose which one. And usually I'm in a rush, so I just choose mine, and then his gets deleted. And I told him that I was apologetic. I know he's trying to fill everything in. So that was another kind of a challenge. Next challenge, he couldn't see all my macros. So macros are like these dot codes. I start dot matrix. So matrix follow-up, matrix post-procedure, matrix spicule, matrix everything. I learned how to do that today. So that was a good thing, but before I didn't, so he couldn't have access to mine. What he has to do is into Athena, he has to go to macros and he has to subscribe to all my macros, 540 of them. So he has to go through and subscribe to each one of those, but at least I'll have access to it. So that was a struggle, but now we kind of figured that out. Another thing is he showed me some good food. Okay. Biryani. I didn't know about that, but so the nice thing when you have a scribe, it's kind of like a buddy, because you get to chat about different things. I tell him when we have a coffee together, we chat. And it's funny though, because he's in my pocket, right? He's muted all the time, but occasionally he talks to me. But it's usually when I'm in my office or in the break room, I'm talking to him. And but once in a while he doesn't, and he's like, I'm in the treatment room with the patients, and they think someone's like, what is that? They're hearing voices. Or today I had a pain with my phone, like my phone wasn't working, it wasn't connecting to our Wi-Fi, and so it was beep 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 beep. And so it's kind of like those patients, they have their hearing aids and they're running out of the batteries. So it's the same thing. So that's why today I had to use it via the phone. But anyway, you make friends. You kind of get to know someone. That's what I kind of like about having the scribe. And then day 4, it was slower than I expected. I want to be very clear. If you're training a scribe, like training a staff, we want everything right now, because I'm like, boom, 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 seeing all these patients, doing all these notes. and I'm faster than the speed of something slower. So you have to really be patient. This isn't for everyone, especially the training. What I'm assuming is like, I'm going to train these people and then someone's going to steal them because I'm kind of more patient. Or I thought I was patient until I got home and I told my wife, I thought I was patient, but I'm really not as patient. So you have to be patient, and you have to kind of just do your thing, and they're going to eventually learn. I hope. I'll kind of keep you guys in the loop about that. Day four as well, he didn't have spell check. So I have this little thing when I do my notes, there's a little red underline from Google that shows I mess up with the spelling, and I can just right click and then fix it. But I learned how to do that. So you can turn Chrome spelling on and off, and I sent this to him, and hopefully he'll install that. So these are the instructions to turn spelling on and off. No dot codes. Once again, the dot codes were the macros, and I learned how to do this. This is how to subscribe to macros. That's what I learned. They can subscribe to my stuff. This is how you do it within Athena. Oh, by the way, I'm going to put a little link underneath this video and podcast. If you want all of my stuff that I shared with my scribe, and if you want all my stuff for my medical record, I give that out. It's also in the 30-day practice blueprint in the Practice Mastery Academy, but it's just basically a Google Drive, and it has all my macros, all my discussions, all my patient education information, all these other things like that. So I'm going to put a little link. You just put your email in, it'll give you a link to that Google Drive. And I'm probably going to make it like Podiatry Practice Mastery /EMR or something like that. And that's how you can get to it. Just put your email in, and then it'll go right there to it. So you can get all my stuff if you want to use that to train your own scribe or to make your EMR easier. If you use Athena, hey, if you use Athena, reach out to me, they can just transfer my stuff over to yours. So it's easier that way. Day 5, phrase selection, typing, kind of teaching him how to type smaller sentences. Doesn't know how I type. It's not my typing. I want it to be my typing, and it's not. That's kind of a challenge. And I'm expecting that I'm talking, I'm trying to, because I have to verbalize everything I'm doing because he's not seeing anything. So I'm verbalizing it and he's not putting it in a physical exam. So I'm a little stressed. So I'm still kind of working, speed slower than expected, phrase selection, typing, I'll get over it, but that's kind of what I'm at right now. So those are my thoughts. Once again, if you're interested in doing a scribe, let me know. I'll tell you not to, or maybe I'll tell you to by the time you're going to reach out to me, but hope this was beneficial. Please sign up for the biopsy workshop. And if you want my Athena stuff, you can download it right there, or it is also within the 30-day blueprint within the Practice Mastery Academy. Okay, guys, thank you. Plenty of thoughts or comments, or shoot me an email down at podiatrypracticemastery.com. Okay, thanks, guys. Until next time. Bye-bye.